What a hot day we had yesterday, and today not so hot.
Well,
Nice little reprieve. Get a little break if you're not into the heat. A little bit of thunderstorms last night. I went to the gym on the other side of I-5 and it was pouring rain. In my house, it was dry.
oh,
I kind of wanted the water to water my grass, but I guess you don't always get what you want.
Yeah.
It's great to be here. We're trying some new technology today. We got some new mics. We've had some feedback that the mic isn't picking up very well. So anybody online, please feel free to let us know if you can't hear very well. There's a mic up here where I'm at, and there's one about where James is at mid-table. They're just small. Actually, no, I take it back. It's right here. Maybe we can move it mid-table and just let us know what you're hearing and how it sounds, and we can move it accordingly. Thanks. Robin won these somewhere, so she's letting us try them out. Hopefully they work out. I know in the past we've had issues if there was a mic on like this laptop, it'd reverberate, you'd get feedback. So you couldn't have two at the same time going because they'd pick up on each other. But this is a system where there's one receiver, so it signals it through one receiver only. Hopefully it works. Looking forward to that. And we got plenty of people online to let us know how that's going to turn out. So we're going to start with introducing our roles. Joke Master today is optional. Anybody want to?
I selected as in chat there, Justin, as
Awesome.
Joke Master. So I'm ready
Joke
for that.
Master Kim. Let's go.
Before I start my joke, I actually wanted to add that actually having another camera on you is actually pretty cool too.
Oh, there is two cams. Look at that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So,
Two.
if you want to, you could also look at it, and so it feels like you're talking to us,
Sure.
or
That's
else,
good to know. I was
either
looking
way,
out there, so my camera is right here.
that's you're gonna have to you're testing something new today, and you're also multitasking of being a presenter at the same time. It's kind of cool. All right, here's my joke. Welcome, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmaster, and honored guest. My first joke is, what do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
An impasta. Nice work. All right, that's a good one, James. Why do skeletons bite each other?
Bite?
Why don't skeletons fight each other?
why don't they?
Why don't they bite each other?
Fight. Why don't they fight each other? Because they don't have the guts.
They don't.
That's all I have, Mr. Toastmaster. Back to you.
Well, thank you for those lighthearted jokes to get us started. Next, I'd like to introduce the people who are going to do their roles. So when I call your name, would you mind standing up and introducing your role? I'll start out with the table topics person. Table topics master Chase Tori. Please explain your role, Tori.
Yeah, not sure if you guys can see me over there, but you can hear me. I'll be leading table topics today if there's time, and got some questions to get us thinking. I think pretty lighthearted and get to know each other a little better. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori.
Master.
All right. Next, I'd like to go to the Agrarian. Agrarian today is. Did somebody sign up for that?
Maybe.
Rachel. Thank you, Rachel.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and honored guest. The Agrarian helps with counting or identifying when we use those verbal pauses like ums and ahs, or if we run our sentences together with ands or so's. And I will also be looking for creative language use today, and I will give my report after the meeting is over. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Was there a word of the day?
Word of the day. Have a word of the day?
I'll just go with the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I've seen people do that in the past.
Word of the day.
It refers to a person who refused to follow the customs. I'm sorry, I have something in my mouth.
What was the word? I missed
It's a maverick.
Maverick.
So the definition of maverick, it refers to a person who refuses to follow the customs or rules of a group. In other words, a nonconformist.
Thank you for supplementing us with that word of the day, Tori. Appreciate you helping out. Next, I'd like to move on to the timer. I'm introduced by What was your name again?
My name is Darlene.
Darlene. And James's speech is 4 to 6 minutes as an icebreaker. Just for that.
Oh,
Or-
an icebreaker.
Yeah, 4 to 6.
Okay.
But if you wrote it for 5 to
Yeah,
7.
we can go
that's
whatever.
okay.
I'll still slip in there. I'll be in the sweet spot.
Okay, great.
And Brandy's is 5 to
5 to
7
7.
as a normal speech. So
Okay, okay. And do I
yeah, just
tell
introduce
my
your timing, the
Your role.
green
tell my
card.
role? Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations, and I will alert each speaker of the time that they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like to introduce the general evaluator who Teresa's volunteered from her car today. Thank you, Teresa, for volunteering online.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. So as the general evaluator, this is my first time, and I will be evaluating how the meeting went and how we fulfilled our roles. Did we start on time? Did we execute all the roles that are described in our description and on the website and what we learn each week as 3 Toastmasters. So thank you, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and honored guests.
Thank you for that. All right, now I am going to move right into introducing our first speaker of the day, who's giving his icebreaker, his very first speech on his pathways. James Brown, I have not heard what your speech is about, but I'm sure it's going to be great.
I hope so. Thanks. Well, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, honored guest. I am James Brown, and I'm going to do my icebreaker today. As a recent convert to the ways of Toastmaster, let's say I've been really impressed with the commitment to lifelong learning that's been demonstrated throughout the group. And so I thought I would use this opportunity as a chance to share about a lesson that I learned in my work history that I still carry on today and kind of use as a guiding principle. So I joined, write down one of them. I joined the Coast Guard when I was 25 years old. And my first duty station was Coast Guard Station San Francisco. Right in the middle of San Francisco Bay, a lot of marine traffic, both personal and professional. Definitely a need for a small boat station. At a small boat station, we operate both as search and rescue, but also as federal law enforcement. So for our non-military or Coast Guard people, I used to tell people, we're kind of like the fire department and the police department at the same time. We'd come save you, and then we'd write you a ticket for what you did wrong that caused us to have to save you. But that's more for later on. But when I was first there, one of my early responsibility for everybody was acting as the watchstander. So the watchstander is an individual who sits in a room, not much bigger than an 8x8, 10x10, and listens to the radios and listens to the distress channel, channel 16, waiting for the call to come in from somebody out on the water that has deemed themselves to be in need of assistance. And as the watchstander, you really have immediate actions that you take to establish what's going on. We're looking for where you're at, how many people are on your boat if you're dealing with a boat, and what's going on. Are you sinking? Are you on fire? Did your mast snap? Are you out of gas? What is it? Based on all that information, we would very quickly ascertain whether or not this was a situation that warranted our response or not. We would get calls for boats on fire. We would also get calls for people who dropped their keys off the side of the boat in their marina, right? Think about, like going to like 911 operator. If you call 911 because you lock yourself out of your car, they're not going to send the cops to respond, right? But if your car's on fire, they're going to send the fire department. So that was our job, was to immediately determine whether or not this was a situation that warranted action on our part. The public understood, most of the boating public understood that we would respond in those distress situations, but not in non-distress situations. If you locked your keys in your car and you call the cops, they're going to tell you call a locksmith and pay the bill. But if your car's on fire, the fire department's going to come out and hose your car down, put it out, and they're not going to hand you a bill for the water. One's free, one's not. Boating public knows that and would often call in with things to try to warrant and up their story, maybe, to try to avoid a potentially large bill for somebody helping them out. In that vein, on one afternoon when I was listening to the radios, I got a call for a boat that was adrift, disabled, because they ran out of gas. Weren't far from the Oakland shipping channel. 3 people on board, nobody's bleeding, the sun's out. No issue. Not going to respond. You can pay $500 to have somebody ferry fuel out to you. As they gave me that information, I passed back that we weren't going to respond. They knew what that meant. At which point they provided a little amplifying information. Oh, well, we didn't tell you we're near the shipping lane and we're drifting and there's a container ship coming. I'm afraid that we're going to give us 30 minutes and the speed of the container ship, the speed of us drifting, we're going to be in a collision course. So now it went from we're not going to we're going. So we spun up the crew and we said, get ready to get underway and go drag them out of there. But as we did, I asked him one other question. Captain, while we're getting ready to get out there and get you, I want you to stay put. Do you have an anchor on board? We do. Throw the anchor. Let's get you to stay put so that the situation doesn't get any worse. Captain threw the anchor. Is it holding? Anchor's holding. Captain, due to the nature of your distress, it appears you're not in any imminent danger, and as such, the Coast Guard will not be responding. Right? He went from a low of paying to we're coming out for free back to a low of paying. He was not happy. But the reality is, we did what we were supposed to do. We took a dangerous situation and we mitigated the circumstances to make it safe. Following that situation, I kind of reflected back on the power of an anchor. Small, don't notice it most of the time, but hopefully when things get rough, you've got an anchor you can throw. Personally, I have 3. It's my family's support. Generally, when things get rough in my family, we kind of, all come in together, huddle up and say, how are we going to get through this? The second is my resilience, just being stubborn. And 3 is the realization that most things are not permanent. Whatever the struggle is, it's probably going to pass. The storm will pass. So those are my anchors. Hopefully others have anchors too that they can pull on. If you don't know what they are, look for them because they're good to have when you need them. Thanks.
Yay! That was great. Yeah.
Was that on 4 to 6 or 5 to 7? Just out of curiosity.
4 to 6.
Okay.
Thank you,
I didn't-
James.
No, that's great.
Nice
Thank you.
speech. Very much appreciated. Great story. Got me to thinking on how I can manipulate the system. I need to say locked out of my house. 911. Hey, I think there's a fire in my house. Problem solved. Free.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for those tips. Next, I would like to call our next evaluator, Kathy, to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, I don't believe there's any honored guests. Today we will hear from, honored guests, apologize. Honored guests. Today we will hear from a very experienced Toastmaster who is giving her second of 2 speeches for her high performance leadership project. It's an HPLP project. It's required for completing the level 5 pathway of innovative planning. Her 5 to 7 minutes. Her speech is called Working Through Your Pathway, an important tool for your Toastmasters journey. Let's hear it for Brandee Miller.
Thank you, Kathy. Fellow Toastmasters and our honored guests, good afternoon. Today, I'm going to talk about my pathway that I'm currently working through. It's called Innovative Planning. I've been working through this pathway for a couple of years now. That's why it's considered now to be a legacy pathway. You'll hear people talk about the different pathways that they're working through in the Pathways program for Toastmasters. Mine is now a legacy pathway. The updated pathway, so they've updated the pathways at least once since they started Pathways. So there's no rush to choose your pathway and work through it. In fact, some people choose not to work through Pathways. I know for a fact Buffy hasn't gone into Pathways yet, and that's okay. But it's a good tool, and I encourage you to give it a try. Working through the pathway has given me direction and challenged me to think creatively. In fact, I would say innovatively. Innovative planning is my pathway. You can catch that. As I worked through my path, I was stumped because I had to do this HPLP, or high performance learning project. And I've waited a really long time to do it because I just didn't know what to do. I read through like the instructions. This is how you're supposed to do it. And I was like, I just don't know what I'm going to do. And then Robin, who is our current VP of Education, said, hey, Brandee, why don't you partner with me and we can do our HPLPs together? What a great idea, though I was still unsure. How much work is this going to be? I'm a busy person. How much work is this going to be? But together, Robin and I divided and conquered our HPLPs. We brought in Kyle Hall for the evening presentation, and many of you were here for that. And remember, it was called Extraordinary Evaluations. It was a lot of fun. So how cool that we could use our HPLP projects to not only help ourselves through our projects, but we helped Meridian Club members to be better at giving evaluations. In addition, it helped other Toastmasters who called in on Zoom and other Toastmasters. Oh, there you are. I just realized there's the camera there. It helped other Toastmasters who called into Zoom from other clubs. It was also a really good way to give our club some representation out in the world, and good advertising, and potentially bring in new members. So it kind of hit all of those things, which is great. So the HPLP required me to give it a speech prior to the event, and some of you might remember me giving that HPLP speech. But what was I gonna say? I decided to use the opportunity to explain again how the workshop would work, what it would entail, get folks to buy in, get members of the club excited, and then have folks sign up. So I kind of used that speech as a way to work through the project. How innovative. See what I'm doing there? So now here I am giving my post-workshop speech as required by the High Performance Leadership Project, and using this opportunity to encourage all of you to consider using Pathways as a guide for your Toastmasters journey. Because I feel like you need a way, you need something to kind of help you through, whether it's a mentor, whether it's some sort of legacy program. There's so much out there in the Toastmasters world. It's really helpful to have a guide helping you through. So here I am at my conclusion already. If you haven't started your Pathways program and you're not sure how to start your Pathways program, or perhaps you're in your program and you don't know what to do for a project, or you are like me, like it seems too difficult, it's too daunting, it's too insurmountable. How can I do it? Reach out to Robin, who is our VP of Education. Reach out to me or other Toastmasters for help. So I'm at a point now where I only have one more speech to give, and I will have completed my project, my legacy project in innovative planning. And again, what I would say is that you need a tool to help you through. And if you're not sure, reach out to folks to help you. And you can be innovative if you want to be. And you can be anything that you want to be. This journey is for you. It's for each of us. And we get out of it what we put into it. And even though I was reluctant in the beginning, I found that Pathways worked really well for me, has worked really well for me, and is continuing to work really well for me as a Toastmaster. So with that, I would like to give it back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you, Brandee. Thank you for sharing that. And analysis of your speech. That's my next thing I got to do, by the way. So I completed one, and now I got to do the final. So it's a good process. Still more challenging to incorporate because it's not quite a speech. It's more of a result of your speech. Challenging, but that's why we're here. Whatever path you're on, it'll take you down that path to help you improve wherever you need to be. So with that, I'd like to call up our table topics master, Tori. It's like we have till about 35, 34, probably 35. You can keep us going.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Is this your first time? No.
Table topics, yeah, I was gonna go before, but it got cut short because of speeches. So this is a different set of questions, but let's see who would like to take the first question. Step up and take the challenge. Somebody maybe who hasn't spoke.
Kim's got a hand up.
Kim. Okay. Kim, thank you for stepping up. First question, let's go off of James's speech and go ahead and take it with what's an anchor or some anchors in your life, or do you have any?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. I have 3 anchors in my life. The first one is just my faith in God, and what kind of anchors me to be a person who shows love, who cares, and who has a belief in something that's bigger than myself. So I think that's very important. It grounds me. My second anchor, I would have to say, would be my family, specifically my wife, who keeps track of me, make sure that I am also grounded and I am also who I'm supposed to be as I'm growing older and developing in characters and showing personality traits that would be of someone that she knows, who's fun, who's loving, who's caring. And so having her as a anchor is important, so that I can, I guess, be hooked on to that as an anchor. The third thing that is an anchor for me would be my career. I think the majority of the time is, for most of us, is working, and working kind of ties us to what we have a passion for sometimes, but also it's a core fundamental activity that we do for half of our lifetime that actually keeps us living and moving forward, and obviously feeding our family. So those are the 3 things that anchor me in general. And I think I'm over time, so I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Table Topic.
Thanks, Kim, for being so thoughtful in that response. Does anybody else online or present want to take the next question? Oh, Teresa. Okay, hard to see the hands on the screen, but Teresa. Okay.
The manipulation to do my little icon hand. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Uh,
here's your question.
Okay.
What is a childhood adventure that still makes you smile?
A childhood adventure that still makes me smile. When I was a child, and I still do this today, I love to go exploring in nature and go on nature hikes. Right now, I've been going on a lot of nature hikes with my dog. But when I was a child, I liked a little bit of exploratory danger. So one thing I would do, I'm the oldest of 6 children, and I had 4 younger brothers. And one of my childhood memories was teaching my 4 younger brothers how to catch bats when we went camping. And so I went to the cave when the bats came out of the cave, and I put a paper bag on the cave and then opened it. Or I taught them how to put a stick down a hole and find snakes. My childhood memories. And I still like to do that today, but I'm an adult now, so I'm not as dangerous, but I have very many childhood memories. Thank you,
Awesome.
Mr. Table Topics Master.
You're welcome. Thank you. Would anybody else like to take? I think we can do one more. Okay. I wanted to call on Rachel because she loves to call on. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just was wanted to. I just wanted to call that out. She's gonna close the meeting. So
We'll see, trying to get people who don't have a speaking.
yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone have a speaking role?
I know your schemes.
Darlene,
I like
would
it.
you like to answer a question?
Okay.
Okay.
But
We
somebody
can
has
talk you.
to,
Yeah,
okay.
there you go. You got it, Brandee?
Oh, okay.
Here's one.
Right.
Gotta make it to 60 seconds at least. That's our goal.
Nice.
Oh, I'll do it on here.
Okay.
All right. What is a small thing that always
Oh,
boosts?
sorry.
Well, you can come on up. Come on
up.
up. Yeah. Yeah, come on up. Let's get you in front of the camera. What is a small thing that always boosts your mood?
Well, a small thing that I've learned to do lately in this end of my life, is aromatherapy, and it's just a surprise. Such a surprise that it can be such a positive thing to change a mood with just a smell. And we did that when I was in labor and delivery as a nurse. We would change the mood of the labor, and if they needed to rest or they needed some energy to get moving. And I found it was dramatic that how little it would take to change what would be going on, and if you're sad or if you're angry or whatever. And I was lucky to find down here in Olympia, and I can't remember the name of the store. It's right downtown. Yeah, so good. And they gave you an array to learn from, or to testers, and what I found the best one for me was like I was back home in the forest, asleep, hiking up in the forest. It's called Black Spruce, And so that's what I use every time that I need to calm down, go to sleep, enjoy instead of worry. And it works for everybody, works for dogs. I give it to my give lavender to my dog. I don't know if he likes it, but he does that with his nose and then he falls asleep. You know, aromatherapy, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. I love how we could watch you relive that as you explain that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Was it radiance?
Radiance.
Yeah.
Thank
I was like,
Nice job,
visualizing
Tori.
it.
you.
Thank you for giving us those things to think about.
2 minutes and 40
Way to be a maverick.
Oh, good job.
Somebody did it.
In what way?
His own way.
Thank you.
Word of the day. Here we go.
Good
Great
job.
job.
All right. I would like to start now by calling up myself to evaluate James. Here I am. James, you did a great icebreaker speech. Very nice job. I appreciate you came up here, you had your note cards ready. And that was very nice to see. In fact, you didn't really need them, I noticed. And that was very, very good. Most time, I still need my notes to refer to. So that's a very good thing. I also noticed that, like I said, you weren't needing them, but you had good hand movements, stuff like that. Some things you may want to work on, which, by the way, I'm giving an icebreaker evaluation form that I got online on our website. You can get these for specific speeches if you know what they're going to be. So I printed it off for James Icebreaker. Next, you may want to work on, I noticed right out of the gate, James, you mentioned don't count that so. You brought attention to that error right away. So it may have just gone over everybody. So it's something you can work on. Just roll through your errors.
Okay.
Another thing, towards your speech, I noticed you're focusing on the left side, Tori. And then later on, it was more on the right side. Something to work on, just incorporate the whole room throughout your speech.
Okay.
Wow.
And then another thing to work on, when I came up as a Toastmaster, you left. So it's always good to wait for somebody to not leave the front area empty. Of course, this can get weird with the online, but generally saying we don't like to leave that empty. To challenge yourself, I think you're ready to put the note cards down. Move the lectern.
Okay.
I don't think you really needed them. So I think that would be a good thing to challenge yourself. Just put them aside. If you need them, you can casually go over there. Also, I noticed a few times you were closing your eyes to remember. So I think if you could work on not closing your eyes to remember, another method to remember. But it was a great speech, James. You had good facial expressions. It was interesting. You kept us captive. I'm going to try to take some of those tips and, try and get out of paying the $500 toll fee next time. So it was great. I really appreciate it. You had a great speech. Good story. You introduced some humor. So that was very nice. It kept us captive. It kept us interested in your speech, which is very important. So you did a great job with that. You had a good ending. And I really appreciate you sharing your anchors. You shared something personal to you at the end, and it's really stuck with us, and it stuck with Tori, who continued that on to ask that in the table topic. So that's a good elements of a speech. So thanks, James. Good job.
Thank you.
So I guess I'm the Toastmaster, so I'm not going anywhere. But I like to call Kathy, to evaluate Brandee's speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and Brandee. I don't see you, Brandee. Era
Should I-
Miller. Oh, I see you. I see you now. See you.
Hi.
It's just you're small. I said you're good. You're good. So I want to speak directly to you. I believe you have what I call a joyful tone to your speech. You naturally have that, even if you're giving a speech about bees. You just have a natural tone of joy. It just illuminates. And you have a way of interjecting humor in everything that you say. I really appreciate that because I believe humor helps us to learn and to understand what a person is maybe speaking or going through. And you use that in your innovative speaking. You used innovation. So you carried that theme throughout. It was very, I don't know if that was intentional, but it had what I call a through line. You went all the way through with that innovative. And you pointed that out to us. You said, see? I mean, you literally, if we didn't catch it, you were going to make sure we caught it. So that is bravo, bravo. So I want to continue with some of the things I think you excelled at, tell you some things that I think you might want to work on, and then again close it with some phenomenal things. So I started out with those things. You actually had a computer in front of you, so I had that expectation that you were going to do slide presentations. So I don't know if that was intentional, not intentional, not quite sure, because at the beginning you had the computer, what we could see was blocking our screen a little bit. So that expectation I wasn't sure about. You gave us a very comprehensive view on your project, which I appreciate because I didn't know that that what you did was actually part of your project. The pre and you given the post and the actual speech, I didn't know all of those were the components of your speech. So very informative, educational for us, for me to understand that. That information piece I thought was phenomenal because I was not aware of that, and many of us, as you say, may have to do that. So that was pretty much your call to action throughout that too. It's like, see what I'm doing, you can do this too. Some things you might want to work on are the hand gestures, which is what I'm doing. You use some hand gestures, but many of them were what I call the flying hands. The audio visual, the visuals, I didn't see any visuals outside of looking at you and seeing the laptop. So that expectation of actually seeing some slides or a prop or something like that was missing. I think it would have given you an extra kick had you either had audio visuals or you used a prop. I don't know, anything that you can think of that's innovative. You're very creative in that sense. Overall, great speech. You're a natural speaker. You have good flow. I say you are, in fact, a maverick of a speaker. Very, very, very prolific in your speech, in your speaking. You're phenomenal. I don't know what else I could say that could highlight just how great of a speaker you are. That natural part people can't train for. It's a gift that you have. So I love that you share it with us here at Toastmasters. So thank you so much, Brandee.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that great speech evaluation, Kathy. And now I'd like to move on to our general evaluation part of the meeting. So Teresa from her vehicle right there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and our honored guests. We did start at 12:06, which is only 1 minute late, which is not bad. I loved how everybody fulfilled their roles. I also really appreciated, James, your icebreaker speech. I personally learned a lot. I loved how each of us tied in the anchor role, especially Tori, how you tied in the anchor role as the topics, table topics. And Brandee, I also loved your speech, and I learned so much from you with your speech. The evaluations were wonderful, Justin and Kathy Cross Reese. The joke was perfect. And let me see. I know, Rachel, you wanted to encourage us to be creative in using our words. I was getting a little concerned and I thought, we're not going to use the word maverick, but I'm so thankful that it was used twice. I did want to say that I live in Olympia and I could have chosen an Olympia Toastmaster group, but I was so drawn to the Lacey one because everybody in the Lacey group, they all tend to be mavericks. So there you go. I'm using the word.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters. And I hand it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Well, could you go ahead and call for the reports?
Oh, I'm sorry. For the
Yes.
report, we could start with our timer.
Yes, I'm planning the speeches. First of all was James Brown with his icebreaker. And that was 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So it was barely, just barely over the 6 minute for the icebreaker. And then Brandee was 5 minutes and 44 seconds, which was, she could have kept going.
I hit the minimum.
Up to the grade.
It's great. And then we have the table topics, I guess is the next. And so I did a 2 minute and 40 seconds. So I was a little bit of, let's see, table topics is
Just a little over 1 to 2 minutes.
yes, 1 to 2, right? And then Justin, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And Kim was 1 minute and 42 seconds. Okay. And then the evaluations were it was Kathy, and she was 3 minutes and 22 seconds, which is just barely over. And who was the last one? Let's see.
Justin
I
was
think you gave my
evaluated.
time 2:20 already.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2
Sorry.
minutes.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I,
that,
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
I wonder if there was one more, Tori, who gave the,
No timer on.
I
Tor.
take-
No timer on me,
oh, I didn't, oh, okay.
no time.
but you can give me my time.
I think that was last week's. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
that's good.
still working
good.
on this
Good.
stuff.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, grammarian.
Yes, next the Algrammarian.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, everybody and honored guests. My notes are very random. They're all over this page. James, loved your speech. So I'm just going to call out some wonderful things you said. Oh, and I'm just saying, and that's my crutch.
Don't point it out. Get evaluated. Thanks.
You did amazing as far as the ums and ahs and ands and so's.
Huh.
You maybe just had a couple of ums. Really, you did amazing. So you should be really proud of yourself.
Sure.
I'm proud of you. I love some of your expressions. So I heard recent convert to the ways of Toastmasters. Commitment to lifelong learning. I love that. I liked, we'll save you and we'll write you a ticket. The watch stander. I never heard that. I like that. Warranted action. Good word use. I thought dropping your keys in the marina is funny. In that vein, good word use. Adrift and disabled. Visual for me, beautiful. A collision course, get underway, the power of an anchor. And then when things get rough, you said you rely on your anchor. And I love that you said my family, my resilience, and my realization of the impermanence really spoke to me. I loved it. Oh, Maverick, Kathy, Teresa, Justin, 3 uses. Yay. Justin, I like that you use the word challenging. You said close your eyes to remember, and I thought, oh, I do that. I do that all the time when I'm talking and close my eyes, and I know I shouldn't. Just like they go, yeah, those are great tips to get out of paying.
Oh.
About your speech, good tips. Kim, I liked your expression of faith in God, my family, my wife, and you talked about my working career. Also touched me. And Tori, expert level with what are your anchors question. So proud of you for that. The childhood question was wonderful, and the thing that always boosts your mood, that made me think a lot too. Really terrific questions. Teresa, catching bats, put a stick down a hole and finding a snake. And I like you said, well, I'm an adult now, so I'm not as dangerous. Terrific. Darlene, let's see. Oh, aromatherapy, which I never would have thought of. That was a wonderful response to the table topics. And I like that you said you can change a mood by just a smell.
Right.
Brandee, let's see, said, I was stumped. I didn't know what to do. How much work is this going to be? Like you said, we conquered our HPLP, and I like that helped our club representation, the word entailed, I like that, and buy-in and innovative. I like the phrase Toastmaster journey. I like that you said helpful to have a guide. I love the word daunting, insurmountable, and this journey is for you. Kathy, I love that you said a few things. You have joy, innovation, a through line. Great. Well, I love that expression. Bravo, bravo. The flying hands. I never heard that. I'm stealing it. You use the word prolific. I like that. And you said it's a gift. Let's see. And that is my report, General Evaluator. I turn it back to you.
Thank you, Grammarian. And do I need to ask for a report from the table topics master? Or
No,
are we?
it goes right back to the president now.
Okay. Okay, so thank you.
That was really rude.
Hey, you
I
go.
get back to you, Madam President.
Well, thank you everybody for being patient with our technology. We're trying out the microphones and would love feedback about how the sound quality was for those of you who are regularly on Zoom. I'm not on Zoom, so I have no idea if it was better or worse. I know one of the things when we clap, often Zoom will mute everything, and then the speaker will start talking and we'll miss the beginning.
Yes.
It's kind of like when your dog barks. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. If your dog barks and you're talking on Zoom, just as an example, not that I have an experience with that, but it'll stop. And so I think maybe that was one of the issues. So if you guys could let us know, because we had some clapping, if there was any pauses, that was the biggest thing. And I would like to remind everybody that next Thursday is our potluck at Buffy's house, but Buffy's not going to be there. So a fun social thing, you can bring your family or, kids if you need to, but we would like a way to connect socially, which we're not able to do in this very limited time frame that we have. So if anyone has any questions, we're all on the chat email.
Would you share the time real quick with all of us?
Well, we're opening it up to arrive at 5, but we probably won't get serious about anything until maybe 6 when we talk about the pathways and stuff like that and getting people hooked up on the
Evening
computer.
time, not our regular meeting time.
Not our regular meeting time. Yeah, we're still gonna have a meeting.
That was my next question.
Yeah, we're still gonna have a meeting. We'll remind you one more time.
Yeah.
Is
I
there
was gonna
any other
say,
announcements before we close the meeting? Any business
Did we
announcements?
want to see if they had any sound issues? Ask them all?
The
Guys,
sound was excellent.
Oh, good.
I did
Yeah.
notice after the clap, though, there is that bit of a short window that you don't hear.
It is.
Okay.
Yes, it's just very, very brief, but yes, there was a missing of words.
Like 1 second, like 1 to 2 seconds or something like that.
Right.
I do also like the fact of, if I don't know if we're gonna be doing this, but the second camera on the speaker is very nice. So I don't know if Rachel, you would,
Yeah.
if you, I mean, I think the goal is probably bringing a laptop.
Yep.
Okay. Or yeah,
Great.
sounds good. Yeah, I do like that additional because it really allows
Mhm.
us to kind of to see you more, the speaker more closely and more direct and everything,
And to
because
see the expressions. Yeah.
exactly, because right now it's like we are seeing very small people on the front camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my next speech, I'll realize that it's there earlier. I was like, oh,
There I am.
yeah,
There you are.
that was kind of cool.
It makes you feel like you're in the room. Having you at the podium, we see the speaker at the podium. It makes you feel like you're in the room. It gives it a 3D effect. So yeah, bravo to that. Whoever said that.
That's
Decided to
Robin's
do that.
idea. So
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Good,
making eye
good.
contact. You're actually making eye contact, which is really
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll set this up a little bit differently next
It
time.
just needs to be higher.
It needs to be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so be nice if it was
It needs
more.
to be up high so it gets our.
I know, really. Look at mine. Does anybody have anything else we need to touch on?
I just had a thought. If folks are coming to Buffy's house next week, should they bring their laptops if they
Yes.
want to
Yes.
get into
If you can.
pathways or?